I got started in radio when I was in grade 6. My grade 6 teacher, his name was Charles Mustang McNichol, had a radio show. I lived in Germany, and we didn't have phones. So my parents forgot about me to pick me up on the base, and I wasn't allowed to hitchhike home. I was only 11 years old. So I went to the radio station to have them paged to come pick me up. So I show up, and he's there doing a show. So he answers the door, says, come on in, we'll show you what's going on. And I'm walking down the hallway, and there's studios on this side, and it's just reel-to-reel machines and lights and buttons and stuff. And I was like, wow. And on this side was this record library that seemed to have every single record in the world in it. So I was already totally amazed. Walk into the studio, and he's got almost all the lights off. It's really dim, and there's this beautiful woman there who's his girlfriend. He has a case of Lowenbrow on the back table, and he sits down, the music's just a-cranking, puts the headphones on, and comes on, I'm Charles Mustang McNichol, what do you think of that song? Reaches over, pulls the 45 off the turntable, snaps it in the air, throws the pieces like this, continues to go on, reaches back, grabs himself a beverage, has a drink, and I said, that is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And that's how I got started in radio. I did a lot of touring with Sights and Sounds Productions out of Halifax. They do video shows, high school dances and stuff. I worked with the C100, 92 CJCH, and Q104 video shows in Halifax. I also worked for Bill Trenum, who originally started in Dartmouth. He's in the Annapolis Valley now as Mr. DJ. Then I ended up in broadcasting school. I thought I could just be on the radio. I was doing high school sports at Q104. And nobody would touch me. And I was like, why? And J.C. Douglas pulled me aside. He's now the program director at Q104. And he said, man, you got to go to radio school. You can't just jump on the radio. You got to go to radio school. So I came to the Annapolis Valley, and I took the radio television broadcasting course at King's Tech, which has subsequently moved to the Harbourfront campus in Dartmouth, and it's an amazing course there now. If you're thinking about getting into radio and TV, that's the course you got to take. After the first 3 months, I came down here with a doctored up audio tape. I cut this and cut that and made it sound like I was a professional, like Rick Dees kind of DJ. Gave it to the program director, Dave Bannerman, at the time, who realized that I had doctored my tape, but realized I had talent at the same time. I was very lucky. And called me in to operate some games. Next thing you know, hockey games, just putting commercials in, no talking. Then after that, gave me a couple of air shifts, and it just blew up from there. And then I left radio in 1992 to do clubs and theaters, and that's what I did pretty much all the time, was clubs and theaters. Just playing music, getting people dancing, doing shows, touring shows with bands and stuff. Ended up moving to Montreal to do that. And trust you me, there's big money in clubs in Montreal. And then my dad got sick, so I moved back to Nova Scotia. And during that time, I had my own television show on Eastlink called In Focus. And I was doing a show with my friend Darren Harvey called The Abused News. I was a burnt-out 80s rocker reporter on there named Donnie the Viper Arsenault. So it was kind of neat. And through that, I got to come back here to AVR. I initially started in the Cruiser for Magic 94.9, and I did the Cruiser for a whole summer. He gave me Magic 94.9 weekends and CFAB in Windsor, which is our affiliate in Windsor. So I was doing the morning show there, weekends here, and the spot came open. Larry Yellen, the guy who was in the AVR morning spot, decided he was going to pursue his carpentry career full-time. So they gave me that spot, and ever since I've just been running crazy with it and trying to have some fun and just trying to wake you up with a smile on your face. Now, working at a radio station, you can probably imagine we get to do all kinds of really neat things. And I'm lucky enough to have my good buddy Hunter Brulé from Magic 94.9 to share most of the duties and share most of the fun with as well. Hunter and I, just for instance, today are taking the cruisers out with easily $500 worth of stuff to give away, and that's just one of the things we do. We just try to relate to you guys and have some fun.